Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation. Today I want to talk about Bethesda and Starfield. I do have some Dragon Age 4 news planned for the coming days, as well as some other interesting games as well. But today I want to cover a topic regarding Starfield that personally I feel hasn't had enough attention yet, or rather, not the right kind of attention. And no, nothing like that. Stop being weird. This is something that easily could be dismissed as something that's just really cool, or even something that's just awesome. But while it is indeed cool and awesome, it's something much more beyond that. This is actually something that is a huge change for Bethesda Game Studios level design, and on top of that, I feel like this very same gameplay element will be one of the main factors that sets Starfield apart from any other previous Bethesda Game Studios game. And I'm not talking about like the space setting or spaceships. This is something that actually could also be translated into the future of every single Bethesda Game Studios RPG ever, and will forever change how we play these games. And this is something that seemingly is indeed confirmed to be in Starfield based on previously confirmed leaked images of an early 2018 build of Starfield, and this is also further confirmed to not have been removed from the game over the last couple of years because we see the same gameplay element in the recent E3 2021 Starfield trailer as well. Basically, if this was something that was going to be removed from the game before it was released, they wouldn't have shown it to us in the same trailer they showed us the release date. This gameplay element will be in the game, and we also see this very same thing in the concept art from the Into the Starfield Dev Diary video as well, and the very thing that I'm talking about and alluding to ever so mysteriously is Jetpacks. Although, I guess it wasn't so mysterious, seeing how I put Jetpack into the freaking title. Nice job, Skullzi, whatever. Leave me alone! No, wait, come back, watch the video! First off, it's safe to say it's basically confirmed to assume Starfield has Jetpacks. I don't know what else this device could be. I mean, it could be something to do with oxygen filtration, maybe something that just like pushes out our exhales, our carbon dioxide. I mean, it's possible, but doubtful, judging by the apparent literal propulsion outputs visible on several different characters within Starfield. I mean, we don't exhale that much gas that we need to have 2 jetpacks to push it out. Literally, almost every single character we see in some sort of space equipment legit has one of these jetpack devices as well, even what appears to be pirates or raiders or something like that. And sure, the average NPC chilling in town in the background here with their like 5 lines of generic dialogue may not have one of these, but that is because gameplay-wise they wouldn't need one, as they're programmed to walk the same path in town every day and basically do the same 5 things to make it look like they're living a believable life. But really, they're forever stuck in this town, immune from achieving Kim, as if they're stuck in some sort of Johnny Silverhand digital hell. Wow, that went deep. Anyway, let's move on. My point is that your generic basic NPC wouldn't need a jetpack, but characters the player may encounter in combat definitely could, and that is what I believe this character here might be. And this is super amazing for so many reasons that may not meet the eye originally at first, and for reasons I'm about to get into. Calm down, calm your titties. First off, everyone basically assumed jetpacks were indeed in Starfield when we saw those original leaked Starfield images from ye old ancient times. Only I haven't really seen anyone quite break down how huge this is in terms of gameplay and how big this would be for the future of Bethesda Game Studios RPGs. I mean, this will totally change how they do level design and just their usual gameplay mechanics and just basically their entire flow of game design as well. This is pretty gigantic. Jetpacks change everything, and here's why. First off, one immediate comparison that comes to mind for all you old school gamers out there is the change up from Doom to Duke Nukem 3D, and I'm talking about old school Doom, not Doom 2016, which also is indeed awesome. Dick Kickham definitely had a jetpack in it though, and even for a game as old as Duck Cuckum, anyone that played that game back during its time period definitely can attest to how different that game was from the usual FPSs of its time because of the jetpack. The levels were stacked in terms of their level design. No longer were you stuck on a horizontal axis, being forced to use ladders or stairs, but now the player could literally travel in any direction they wish, assuming they both had a jetpack and had enough fuel to do so. Duke Nukem 3D also took full advantage of this by actually adding totally optional pathways through levels that could only be accessible via jetpack, along with some really in-depth and hidden secret areas as well. There are also enemies too which use jetpacks, and you can get into these really awesome jetpacks jetpack battles, flying around a city landscape that's burning down around you while shooting at other aliens, flying around with their jetpacks. For its time, this was a really amazing gameplay mechanic for Duck Fuck'em, and I can't help but imagine how much more amazing that same gameplay flow could be in modern gaming, especially in the Bethesda Game Studios space setting RPG time. So many words! But now it should be immediately apparent how huge and awesome this could be for Starfield's level design and even player options. Starfield's open world is one not limited by verticality even when our player is outside of their spaceship. People are out here tripping about whether or not Starfield will have ladders when Bethesda's giving us legit jetpacks. Although yes, ladders too please, ladder gang for life. There can even be entire levels, dungeons, whatever you want to call them, that could have entire areas separate from the main map of the explorable area, forcing our player to come back to explore when they have a working jetpack. Or there could be bountiful secret areas for those bold enough to explore above and below the usual pathway. Also, think about freaking combat, dude. Flying around the ruins of a space station in space in a pitched battle with space pirates and jetpacks, just going through destroyed, blown out rooms and sections of the space station at high speeds, vertically piloting yourself around cover and broken parts of the space station, only to align yourself to just like flip out behind the enemies and flank them perfectly. That just already is getting me hype. Imagine damaging an enemy ship with your ship and then pulling alongside it pirate style, jetpacking over to it, peering through the windows as you fly around it to see if there's any survivors and seeing what you're damaged in and if there's anything inside worth looting, and then trying to find a way inside. Imagine a skyscraper with a huge opening in the center, allowing you to fly up and skip entire levels or find a huge separate area because you were prepared and brought Jetpack Boy. This very single addition, this one gameplay mechanic of using a jetpack, can very well force Bethesda Game Studios outside the normal flow and constraints of their past level design, and I'm sure Creation Engine 2 will also have improvements made to the technical side of things to make full use of the full and awesome capabilities jetpacks and vertical level design can bring to the future of Bethesda Game Studios RPGs, because that's right, if they perfect vertical player movement in Starfield by utilizing and adding jetpacks, I can't think of any reason why the levitation spell couldn't make a return in the Elder Scrolls 6, because if they already have all the vertical level design down and have a gameplay system for vertical player movement, then the system a jetpack offers game developers to build into a game could easily be translated into a levitation spell more or less in the Elder Scrolls 6, and that is freaking amazing, because I know I'm not the only one out there who has been wanting my levitation spell to make a return. Imagine flying over these space crabs so you don't get space crabs in Starfield and blasting them to pieces as if you're hunting some kind of like wild, destructive wild pigs in Texas from a helicopter. Now replace that scene with a fire spell, levitation, and mud crabs. This is just one gameplay element that is already dictating how amazing the future of Bethesda Game Studios games could be, and the hype is already assuming direct control. I haven't made that reference in a while, so I can do it again. And I mean, look at how almost every character here in this concept art as well, and this scene here in the trailer has what appears to be their own version of a jetpack. Some of these even look like a raider or scav built their own jetpack from just scrap or something. This shows just how prevalent and normal this technology is in Starfield, which no doubt means the rest of the game world and universe will be built to reflect jetpacks being commonplace as well. Now, as amazing as this is, I have to say again, Bethesda has indeed not 100% said these are actually jetpacks. I mean, these could be some sort of like boring oxygen tank device that just looks almost identical to a jetpack, but come on, from an artistic or game dev perspective, why on earth would you make an oxygen tank, something that is set to serve a basic and less exciting utilitarian need, look so similar to something as awesome and groundbreaking as a jetpack? That just wouldn't make a sense. And even from a technical perspective, with these dual exhaust tubes here, how much oxygen is our player character using that we basically need mufflers the size of a dual exhaust from a 2004 Mustang street racing sports car? Do people in the future breathe as much oxygen as a elephant with like every single breath? No, we don't need giant ass exhale tubes, which means these have to be jetpacks, and that makes perfect sense for utilitarian purpose as well, because even outside of combat, if spaceflight is as commonplace as it seems to be in Starfield, then no doubt spaceships will encounter mechanical and like electronical issues as well while out in space, just like cars do while out on the road. Pilots will be able to need a propulsion system to spacewalk, if you will, in a sense, around their ship, easily moving around their ship to diagnose and repair the problem. This is especially useful if said said spaceship is rather huge, as just like moving yourself along the sides of a capital-sized building huge gigantic spaceship just using hand grips and ladders and stuff wouldn't be a practical way to do any kind of repairs or maintenance in an efficient time period. So I feel like I've dropped enough evidence on your lap, in my opinion, to prove jetpacks are basically confirmed to be in Starfield, and at the same time I feel like I was able to showcase just how much this would open up both the open world of future Bethesda Game Studios games even outside of Starfield, but also show you just how much this could enhance the combat and utility functions of future games as well. I could go on and on about the different and new scenarios that jetpacks could allow the player to experience, as well as basically the same equivalent for levitation spells in the Elder Scrolls 6 and beyond, and this very same thing could also apply to Fallout 5 as well. Bethesda Game Studios and Todd Howard and friends are embracing vertical level and gameplay design in ways they never have before, and jetpacks have an even more amazing bonus aspect on top of all of this. I feel if Bethesda Game Studios can get jetpacks working great in Starfield, that would also serve as potential evidence that we as the player will be able to fly our own spaceships in Starfield as well, because I mean, why not? If jetpacks work perfectly, couldn't that very same gameplay system be translated into a propulsion system for spaceships as well? From a gameplay designer point of view, it should be totally possible, as while there are obvious differences between flying around with a jetpack and piloting a much larger spacecraft in space, especially when you take into terms different gravitational influences on different planets and stuff, the vertical flying system from a jetpack is similar enough to that would be used for spaceflight that even people that deny spaceflight will be in Starfield have to nod their head and agree that the two are related enough that player-controlled spaceflight is definitely more possible if jetpacks are indeed in the game, which they seem to be confirmed to be in the game. But before I board that speculation station and get lost too deep into space, this is where I will end today's discussion. Personally, I am much more hyped for Starfield now that I know jetpacks are in the game than I was before, but to be honest, I was pretty hyped for Starfield before. I firmly believe jetpacks will be in the game, and I'm willing to bet all of my skooma on that. And because of that, I believe spaceflight will also be in the game as well. Mark my words. But what I want to know, as always, is what do you think about all this? Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below, and if you enjoy the content, be sure to give a video a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay in the know when it comes to the latest news and theories. And as always, be sure to share this video, because sharing videos is the best way a community can help grow a channel. And if you want to get a permanent future video shout out, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Like I said, I am 100% putting that list up today. I cannot delay it for anyone else who wants to support the channel, so if you want to get added to a permanent future video shout out list, now is your last chance before I update this list again next month. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, as well as a link to the community Discord, which you should join. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when I'll say it again. The hype is assuming direct control. Yeah!
It just works.